right, guys, if you have already been following along, you already know I have been on an Egusi kick. Ever since I found out that Egusi had crayfish in it, it really put me down. But I said, that's fine. That's just one simple ingredient. And because it's so traditional, I realized I was going to have to make it myself. So I found myself in the braid shop talking to a lady about how desperately I love Egusi and fufu, and I need to figure out how to make it on my own. So she gave me a few steps, gave me a location, and now I am here picking out the ingredients to make this Egusi soup. Now, the pounded yam is something I'm familiar with making, so that was quite easy, as well as the plantain, but the Egusi, that's what we're here for. When I came into the store, I had a list of about 7 items I needed to get, and thankfully I ran into a lady that was a nurse or a doctor, and she just continues to help me on different things that I could do to really still pull out that crayfish flavor without substituting any other type of crawfish or crayfish for that option. So she was extremely helpful, and here you'll just hear me talking to her a little bit about some of those substitutions and really getting this recipe down. Okay, gotcha. And then have you ever dealt with this?
I'm not a pounder person. Yeah, it's easy, just with
Water.
Mix it in the cold water. Since I eat gari, I don't eat pound because it makes you gain too much weight.
Yeah, you're right. So wait, what's that one that you use? So she was extremely helpful for my conquest. Now, usually I get Egusi and fufu from a restaurant maybe once a month when I did eat it a lot. And then once I found out it had crayfish, I never ate it. So I know that the fufu is a little heavier, but because I don't eat it often, I don't mind having it every now and again. Now, when I did try to make fufu and Egusi the first time, I got all the ingredients off of ChatGPT, and guys, it was not fufu and Egusi. Actually, I was at HEB when looking for the ingredients, and I just decided while I was there, let me try to find these ingredients and make this when I get home. And that was the wrong turn already. HEB was not going to be the place to get everything that I needed. So I kept going back looking for substitution after substitution to make it, and it just didn't work out the way that it really needed to work out. So this time I would consider my actual first time making Egusi because I have all of the authentic ingredients. So that is what makes the biggest difference when it comes to authentic taste. So this time I made it. It was absolutely wonderful. I got a few of my little drinks that I usually get when I get Jamaican food, which is going to be like the Goya. And these are like my guilty pleasures. I always like real tasting food, but every now and again, this hearty food that's more like, it's different. It's not soul food. It's Jamaican food. It's African food. It's Indian food. But there's something different that I love from each of them. And yeah, this is how I celebrate that. Speaking of my Jamaican kick, they did have beef patties there, and I definitely wanted to try those. So I grabbed 2 of those, and I was really excited to just get what I needed and then get out of there. The ingredients itself probably came out to about $40, which was really great because I had a lot left over. Now that we're all done dilly-dallying, it was time to get to work. I started off with my fish, just thawing it out in some water as well as cleaning it with lemon and vinegar. After that, I added more water and my beef bouillon. I blended down my peppers as well as my onions and just added a little bit of water, a few seasonings, and then I added about 1/4 of that into the water that was boiling my fish. Next time, I do think I'm gonna do turkey necks and the fish, right, like they usually do at the restaurants, because that's actually quite amazing. But I didn't want to do too much with the protein because my main focus was just getting the Egusi flavor right. But I know next time this is gonna be way better. Even though it was great this time, I just feel like I got the recipe and the flavor down packed. Before cooking, I looked at about 3 or 4 TikToks a few times, and then I just got it. So there are some things that probably aren't as traditional that I'm doing, but it's gonna be tradition in my house. Egusi is definitely one of those meals that you have to work over. So it wasn't go sit down and hang out and watch TV. You have to deal with this meal throughout the whole time making it. And a lot of it consists of texture and paste. So always keeping an eye on the heat and always keeping an eye on the desired textures. The crazy part about actually doing it this time is it seemed so complicated to me before. Like I was like, how am I going to learn how to cook this meal? And now that I've done it and I'm looking back at this video, I'm like, that was so easy. For me, and mostly anything that I do, it's gonna always be about a challenge. It's gonna be about me mastering me. And I feel like in the kitchen, that's what I do. When I try different nations of food and I grow to appreciate it, I figure out, how can I bring an element of that back home? Also, cooking good for yourself, in my opinion, has always been a form of self-care. I love to try new restaurants, and for me, it's like I have to be able to create that experience for me. Like, I may not do this every night. Maybe 3 out of 5 nights, I really go out and do something special for myself in the kitchen. But that's the gifts, is knowing that I can do that. I can bring what I want from anywhere right back home. So this is just yet another opportunity to spoil myself. And I think everybody should want to serve themselves like that a little bit. 9 times out of 10, if you don't do it for you, it won't get done. Speaking of spoiling and serving, don't forget you have to do the work. This is definitely one of those times where I had to keep a close eye on the consistency, the pace, because I realized this is the brunt of the flavor when it comes to that authentic Egusi taste. So I worked over this the entire time, but I understand why. I understand why it's so important too. And my fish is fabulous. Like, do we have to talk about it? We already know. I love fish. The fish is gonna be good. The fish was fire. Now, this video makes it seem like it was just 2 ingredients added and that was really it. But again, it comes down to the chemistry of everything while you're cooking. So I think that's probably the challenging part, if a challenge at all. I think after doing this the first time again, I'd say it's gonna be easy every time after. But I did go ahead and add in my spinach, and then I added in more because I want that thick spinach. Like every time I'm eating, I want a whole lot of spinach. So added about half a bag of spinach and stirred that together, and that was the last ingredient that goes into the Egusi. It was at this moment that I knew I had done it. It looked exactly like the restaurants that I ate it at, and it smelled even better. I hadn't tasted it, but I just knew I finally got it. There are a few different ways to make pounded yam. Hear me out. I went with the easiest way this time, which is in the microwave. Again, that also does something when it sweats. and it produces the steam. It makes it a little bit easier to mix it until it comes to that perfect consistency. With the pounded yam, you're just gonna wanna do equal parts of however much you need. If I was doing this for one person, I'd say you needed 1 cup of powdered yam. Oh my gosh, tongue twister. And 1 cup of water, and then add water as necessary, right? You'll get a feel of knowing if you've put enough water in it until you're getting it to that right consistency. But after you kind of mix everything together, you're gonna throw it in the microwave for 3 minutes, pound it some more, and then throw it back in the microwave for another 3 minutes, pound it again, and then after that second 3 minutes for me, that's when mine is usually done, and then I continue to pound it until it's at the perfect consistency. Pounded yam is just that. You have to work it. You really have to work it, but it's worth it. It doesn't have much of a taste. It's just a starch. Some would say Americans would see it more like a mashed potato. I'd say that's the closest thing that you could relate it to. But again, you don't want to eat too much of this. I like it just for the first few scoops, just to have a little something. You can also do egusi with rice and it'll be just as good. You can do it with whatever protein you want. You don't have to do a protein at all. You can do a slice of bread. But because this was my first time, I wanted to bring out all the elements that were the most authentic to really bring together that flavor. For my plantain, I just cut it up sideways, and then I sprinkle a dash of salt over it, about 3 dashes of salt over it, and then I throw that straight into the oil. This is my pounded yam after the first 3 minutes. As you can see, it's already kind of taken form, but I want to flip it and twist it just a little bit more, give it 3 more minutes in the microwave, and then it'll be perfect after this. If it's not a one-pan meal or a quick dish, I really do enjoy multitasking in the kitchen, so this was just yet another activity to keep me busy, and everything went really good. The crazy thing about trying something new is after you do it, you've done it. And it's like you can literally add it to your resume, you know, like things I know how to do. Yes, I can cook egusi, and it's quite delicious. You know, I love that. I love that about trying new things and then doing it well. Please, thank you. Come again. And check this out. That is what you call getting acclimated to a culture, because that is exactly what I learned from them. Now I won't do that in my everyday conversations, but I know when I go how to communicate, and that matters in business. I have to know what works for different people. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Knowing 5 languages can't be enough. Like, you have to care enough about the culture, the people, the origin. Like, that's the beauty of history, and I love history. Speaking of customs, you are usually gonna eat this, what they call swallow or pounded yam. You're gonna usually eat that with your hands. And this is another reason why I was more than happy to take this meal home, because I would always go into the restaurants and still eat it with the spoon, and I got the dirty looks. Like, clearly she is not from here. Lady, what are you doing? But now I don't have to worry about that anymore. Are we already at the end of the video? Oh my goodness, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love making this meal. Send me any of your traditional dishes from wherever you're from, and if it's the best y'all got, I'll take it on. Most importantly, don't forget to try something new. Be careful, be safe, but don't forget, you can, so do.